Hey gorgeous souls, happy to have you here at the channel for another pick a card reading today. Before we get started, however, I would just like to say a quick thank you and express my appreciation for all those of you who were here, especially yesterday, for that very retrograde-y video. If you powered through that, blessings be your way, because that was a little bit of a rough one. A lot of interruptions, but there was a cameo from my son, so that was a special video. I didn't want to edit that out, and it's a unique one, and it still, I think, had a lot of value to it. But if that was your first time, your first experience here on my channel, it was definitely not the smoothest and easiest of work that I've put out. So hopefully today's video is a lot smoother. We are going to be taking a look at your person and their third-party energy. Now, I'm intending this to be related to if your person has any sort of karmic energy they're needing to resolve and work through. It could be a person. It also could, represent and relate to something of a different nature. So work matters, family matters, anything that is acting as an obstacle, barrier, blockage, or challenge between the two of you in your connection. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at what's going on with that situation. 3 piles for you to choose from. Pile 1, we are going to be having this beautiful, huge piece of Aeipathy. Oh my goodness, stunner right there. And that's going to be with the Dreamkeepers tarot. This is going to be the mass marketed edition I brought out today instead of the indie version. And for pile 2, the aura coated Howlite Heart, that's going to be paired with the Spacious tarot. Pile 3 is the Embroidered Forest tarot with this gorgeous piece of agate, this agate cloud. So take a moment, reflect over whichever deck is drawing you in most, whichever crystal is calling to you most, and I will meet you over at your pile for your reading. Let's get started, everybody. Hey pile 1, welcome everybody. So happy to have you here today at Aeipathy. We're going to be diving into a really, I think, juicy reading. I'm a bit nosy. I want to know what's going on with your person and their third-party energy. We could call this karmic energy. We could say it is a person, but it also could be other things. It could be a place that they are at in their life, just their spiritual journey, their path that they're on, wherever they are at their station in life. That could be presenting as an obstacle. We also could have family matters or a job or something in their own personal life, addiction. It's really anything that presents and comes through as a barrier, blockage, obstacle, or challenge, something that is just preventing a full union between you and your person. So you guys chose this beautiful piece of Aeipathy today, probably one of my favorite new stones, and the Dreamkeepers tarot. We're going to start with the tarot, taking a look at what's going on with your person. We'll get lots of oracle as well, and we're just going to take a look and see what is currently happening in that third-party energy between your person and this connection, how it relates to this connection, I should say. As I shuffle, and I'm going to try to cut this down because I noticed I do shuffle for quite a while, I'd like you to first, if you've been here before, you know the drill. Set your intention that you're open to receiving, that you're willing and ready for all of the messages and insights that come forth from Spirit today in this reading. After you've done that, also select a sign. A sign can be anything at all that you like. A person, a name, a public figure, whatever the case may be. If it's, let's say you love the name Prince and you love the artist Prince and you want to go ahead and have that as your sign, and then you either see a lot of the color purple, which I always associate with Prince, or there's a prince in one of these card decks, that could be your sign. You could choose a specific tarot card. I often pick the sun. That's my sign. You could pick an animal. It can be a number, anything at all, whatever is going to resonate for you and speak to you, and the messages that you receive allow you to anchor them and validate them as true for you. Also, in selecting a sign, it's just a lovely way to play with the universe. I talk about this a lot. It's just awesome to, ask and have it be given immediately. Spirit, source always wants to support you and communicate with you in the easiest way possible. Give them an easy, open, an efficient channel to do so by expressing what you'd like to see. You will often see it not only in the reading that you are asking for that particular sign, but also in other areas of your life also. So Pile 1. Let's take a look at what's going on in the energy of your person and their third-party situation. This is a timeless reading. I don't say that nearly enough, but trust you're finding it at the right time for your individual circumstances and the energy you are presently sitting in, and that you, again, are ready to receive them. The clarity that is coming forth today. We have the Nine of Pentacles to start. The Fool. We have the Four of Pentacles. The Fates. I believe this is the Wheel of Fortune in this deck, card 10. And the Knight of Swords. Let me just check that these are, they could come down just a bit, so let's do that. If you've ever been here before, you know I need my cards straight, and that's just the way that it is. So let's go ahead and clarify these, please. For the Nine of Pentacles, we have the Tower, Page of Swords for the Fool, the Six of Wands, the Empress for the Wheel of Fortune or the Fates in this deck, and the Star, which is beautiful. It's actually the cover image of the deck itself, for the Knight of Swords. Let's get into some oracle cards as well. We're going to be pulling first from the Deep Place Oracle. I always have to shout out Ray Serafina Barker, who created this deck. She's local to me. Those borders, the backs, everything about this deck is stunning. And she's actually going to be creating, or is in the process of creating, another oracle deck, the Wordless Oracle, with this same sort of imagery and vibe that I am expecting a little later this year. And I'm so excited. Can't wait to incorporate that deck also in my readings. So we have Kairos. Not exactly sure what that is, so we'll have to take a look. And Divinity. And from the Romance Angels Oracle deck, this is an OG, an original by Doreen Virtue. Engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. Okay, that is related to something else is what I'm hearing. So let's put that to the side and pull 2 related to this specific karmic or third-party situation. It is safe for you to love and free yourself. Okay, very good. And I know that's covering things up a little bit, but we're going to talk about them as we go along. We'll start here. We'll pull more as we go. But pile 1, what is going on in your person's current karmic situation? So first of all, there's a lot of transformation being undertaken currently within your person. We have lots of majors out on the board here. We have the Fool, which is a new beginning, a fresh start. We have the Tower, which can often represent destruction or upheaval. In this case, I'm viewing it as transformation, transformative energies, and the energy of transition. So with this Nine of Pentacles and the Tower, it does look like your person is very self-focused. It actually doesn't look to be very romantic at all. There's no energy here of, you know, relationship, union focus, even emotional fulfillment. It looks very much like this person is rooted in the material world. So this could actually be related to a work dynamic or something more material in nature that your person is dealing with that's preventing this connection from progressing forward. However, again, it just looks like this person is having a lot of, you know, just really impactful energies. The momentum is building and they are getting to a better state, a better place within themselves and their own energy, it looks like. We have the Empress out as well, so another major, as well as the Star, hopefulness and optimism. We have here the Fool, which is, again, that new beginning, that fresh start, that beginning stage or step, the start of a journey. It's clarified by the Page of Swords. So this person hasn't actually taken this leap or taken this step yet. That's a leap of faith. When we have the Fool energy, this is going to speak to the idea of just leaping into your next adventure or having the courageousness and the freedom. We have free yourself here, having that ability to really take the next step in your journey or onto a new path. Being card 0, it does indicate, again, beginnings, the start of something, newness. So this person is, that's stirring around in the pot. It feels like it's on its cusp. It's about ready to take shape. We're still in this 9 of Pentacles and Tower energy. I think indicative of this person, again, just trying to stabilize, following some sort of upheaval. They're really, really in a transitional, what I'm hearing, change-like phase at this present time. A lot of different things happening for them, a lot of newness, some different endeavors that they're taking on, trying to stabilize themselves. They're trying to just come to a place of peace and happiness from within. They've recognized that they no longer want to have their happiness or their personal satisfaction and fulfillment be reliant on others outside of themselves, either people or conditions. So this could be finding out, or realizing that work no longer serves them. Perhaps the very thing that's been preventing you two from coming together, they realize isn't as important as it always was. They're releasing the attachment to things in their 3D realm is what I'm hearing. Now, free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. I really think that this is exactly what this person is doing. They're taking command of their life. Look at in this 9 of Pentacles energy. This woman is feeling very secure. You can see that she actually has 4 arms, which is interesting. 4 is the number of stability, balance, and groundedness in tarot here. So we have somebody who, with all of these pentacles surrounding them, all of these indicators of security, of stability, this person is getting themselves back to a state of abundant, both living, thinking, feeling, and being, actually embodying that energy. Again, it's amidst the Tower. So we do have, it is safe for you to love, open your heart, and receive the highest energy of all. I do think this person has had either some, whether it's related to your connection or it has anything to do with a past situation that they've been dealing with, but there's just been some sort of upheaval or dysfunction, tumultuousness, turmoil of some sort in a love-related situation. And it's caused them, again, to just feel like they need to wipe the slate clean, focus on self, and again, reserve this new beginning that they very much want for another day. They're preparing for it, but they're hesitant yet to actually take that leap. We see that further echoed in this 4 of Pentacles energy, and energy, again, of solidifying their place or their position right now, focusing on groundedness and stability and security in that 3D world. So as much as they're releasing attachment, they're still seeing the need while they're releasing and surrendering to create that peace and harmony from within and within their own independent energy. As you can see, this man is situated alone. And what's also interesting, I feel like there's so much imagery going on in this card. Let's bring this up closer. So you'll see that on one side of the scale, you actually have a tree. It's barren, but it's growing the roots through the scale. So it's not being limited by, the physical confines in which it finds itself. It's actually growing and still prospering, and those roots are developing beneath something where it should never, really be able to thrive or to grow. And then on the other side, we have a book, which I feel indicates for me the Hierophant energy of organization, structure, professionalism in some instances, and then a mask, so it's like, do we want growth? Do we want expansion? Do we want to contain ourselves and keep ourselves kind of in this same paradigm, the same sort of, masked energy where we're not living authentically and embodying our true self, our true, desires for happiness and joy. I think this person lost a lot of their joy in recent time. And they're really just trying to find themselves and bring that sense of victory and confidence back with this 6 of Wands energy. And for them, they're achieving that by focusing on self. So again, their third-party energy, whatever this happens to relate to, we'll take a little deeper look. It does look as though, things are very much at a microscopic individual level. They're focusing their efforts and their energy and attention on the self and not on any outside circumstances. It's the immediate need to feel safe and secure and stable and victorious in their own life. We have the Fates here with the Empress. So in total, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these cards are major arcana energies out of 10, which is incredible. But we have the Fates here, which is a card literally of fate, of destiny, of that wheel of fortune being of abundance, and of that turning of the wheel indicates karmic energy clearing, cycle turning out. We have the 10 here, representative in tarot and numerology of the completion of the ends of cycles. And it's clarified by the Empress. So that's the sign of creativity and creation, abundance. This person, again, is manifesting in a big way, and they are having a huge shift in their personal circumstances that's empowering them, enabling them to feel more content with life, content with themselves. I think this person, I'm feeling a very strong sense of lack of confidence. Perhaps for them, this was related to somebody who didn't have their work matters in order. They didn't feel secure enough in order to come forward and to offer you anything of substance. Maybe they were sitting previously in just that very 3D kind of matrixy energy of the rat race, they call it, or climbing the corporate ladder. That's somebody who's very egoic and out of touch with this true self. And maybe they were just constantly chasing this idea of a dream related to money and finances and material stability, and then kind of falling by the wayside with the rest of their life. But either way, it's feeling like that's all coming together, and they're stepping into this abundant energy of the Empress. It looks beautiful. There's all these stars surrounding her, again, with the star energy right beside it, this indication of optimism and hope for the ability to manifest and to move forward. The Knight of Swords is actually focused and in the direction of the Fates, which is the Wheel of Fortune. So it's focused on turning that wheel again, spinning that energy and moving beyond this current cycle. Again, they're freeing themselves. Engagement, this is an interesting one. This I feel actually relates to, your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. I feel that this relates to love for self. That's why it was indicated for me that this needed to be separate. They're not actually having, I feel, a literal engagement for most of you watching this pile. I feel like this actually relates to, again, the idea that their love life is going to be ascending, and in the meantime, their self-love is growing as they are developing these more confident, just beautifully abundant energies of security and stability. Just feeling good, finally feeling good, being in alignment. Kairos is an interesting one. I always forget what this particular card means, so I'm going to go ahead and take a look in the book. Divinity is interesting. Divinity is all about, again, stepping into the spiritual self, and I do think that's something that your person is starting to slowly awaken to with this Tower energy especially, and the Star. Those are both references for me personally of somebody who is stepping more into spiritual power, recognizing sort of how it all works, and taking the time to reflect on their life and what is the deeper meaning and what do they truly want? Who are they at a core level, and what is it that they really would like out of life? And then actually going for it. I think that's part of their personal spiritual journey. So they're definitely just super, super self-focused. I'm not seeing the energies of any other person. If they do have a particular partner, that's certainly not anything that is, thriving, romantically speaking. This person's just very much about themselves. So Kairos, that's this card right here, is a space of expansive infinity, a glorious moment of time dissolving, an experience of stepping out of time or perhaps deeper into it to remember the eternity that exists in each moment. Kairos is an experience of unconstrained aliveness and unmistakable presence, a space where there is only the miracle of what's right in front of us. What awakens Kairos for you? It indicates timelessness, depth, eternity, presence, and miracle. Again, I just think it's referencing how this person is coming back to life, understanding, how they say you can have an existential crisis. I think this person's having an existential awakening. They are realizing what's what, and really sort of, I guess, solidifying their beliefs, again, who they are, identifying with the self at a core level, authentically who they really are, not who they've always embodied or who they've projected onto the world in this masked energy, and instead really stepping into their own personal power, and are feeling optimistic for the future for the first time, I think, in a long time. So let's go ahead and see if there's any more detail that Spirit can give us about this third-party energy. What else do we need to know about this energy? What's going on with this third-party energy? Whatever is blocking or impeding union between pile one and their person. What can you tell us about that? We have the Five of Cups out first, the Devil, Ten of Swords, and the World. So there's been a significant ending here, I think, between the two of you. It's causing them a lot of pain. It's funny that, Spirit is presenting that in itself as a blockage. The fact that things have ended, it's almost like this person feels they're too far gone. Yeah, it's been too much time. They don't know how to make things right anymore. They also don't want to accept that it's over or accept the reality of the situation. Again, you know, it's not to say they don't care, but they're definitely very, very self-focused. They're ruminating, though. They've thought a lot about this ending, about endings that they need to have in their life, and the ending that occurred with you within this connection. If you're not in separation with your person, I would definitely suggest another pile. Yeah, the way this person ended things is definitely not making them feel great. They've been focusing on this quite a bit, on the choice that they made, on the action that they took to decide to step away from you. It was very impulsive. And it's an energy now that, again, it presents as a blockage or obstacle because they don't feel like there's any way to come back from that. So it feels almost like it's less about other outside people. It's mostly about them wanting to focus on themselves because that's where they feel the most empowered. That's where they feel that they can create the most change. And also because they feel like this is kind of a lost cause or a hopeless, sort of a hopeless feeling at this point. What else do they want to say about this energy? Your person hasn't entirely given up. You know, they feel shut out. They feel like this is definitely a burden, something that they can't exactly, again, devote energy to at this time. But they still feel the same for you. The message here is that nothing has changed. You know, the Hierophant energy. That continuous, I'm hearing structure of emotion. So the feelings and the entire sort of viewpoint that they had of you and of this connection, that has not changed. It's been unchanged, and they're not entirely willing to give up on this. What else about what's blocking them? What else is blocking them? What else can you share with us, Spirit, about what's blocking this person, please? The Knight of Pentacles. So many Pentacles energy. The Six of Cups. The Chariot. The Two of Wands. The Eight of Swords. So for some of you, this person has something already in place, whether it's a soulmate relationship, it's children. They just don't feel like that can be done right now. They do have some things that they need to attend to with that. But again, you know, there's very much a focus on self and on getting the self to a good place. It's not so much, the energy here is they want to move forward from this person. If there is a third party in terms of an actual person, they want to choose happiness. The truth of the matter is they just don't feel like they can do that at this point. They do want to move on from that individual, though, those circumstances, but it's very hard to make that choice because, again, they have other foundations in place or other things that they have to consider. For some of you, again, I'm seeing that there's children involved, and the idea of being away from the children is something that they're not prepared to deal with at this point. But again, it feels like there's this tie-in of the focus on self and on creating happiness where they can have it because their home life or their other aspects of their life, the other situations that, again, are playing a factor here, do not make them happy. And they're sort of there out of dutifulness and a need to, you know, be there because that's where they've committed themselves, or that's where they are needed most, they feel, but they don't desire necessarily to fully be there and be engaged in that energy. They very much wish they could move on. And so since they can't move on physically right now from those circumstances, they move on mentally and emotionally by changing other things outwardly in their experience. Again, as I said, this could be work related, but either way, this is somebody who's trying to regain that sense of stability and confidence and creating a world as much as they can that they feel happy living in, that they feel enjoyment and satisfaction and emotional peace about. This is a very avoidant person. This is somebody who is very you know, focused on, if I can't change one area, I'm not going to deal with that. I'm just going to worry about other areas that I can command and change and make different. But that's actually a good sign because that's getting into alignment and then taking action in other areas where they may not be seeing things clearly, or maybe very, you know, bogged and mired down in the weightness of you know, it feels like the stress and anxiety. Of course, swords represent the mental body and our state of mind. So this person's having a lot of, you know, difficulty mentally speaking, as well as emotionally, with resolving these situations and fully moving forward so they can come back to you. So because they don't want to deal with that at this point, they're deciding to focus in other areas, mainly on themselves. And in doing so, what I am saying is that's actually the perfect energy that is needed in order to create lasting change. You have to get into alignment with self. You have to feel good from within first, and then that will echo out into your physical environment. So that's when this person will start to feel more empowered to make other changes in their life as they start to see this Nine of Pentacles and Empress energy, as they start to see that abundance flow in and they start to feel better about themselves and about their life overall. This person very much wants a relationship with you. They wish they could be in contact with you, or that they could come forward and come back. There's so many indications here of wanting to give equally in this connection. They just don't feel that they can, and they don't see a clear way forward right now. Again, that's what I'm saying about their needing to kind of attend to other areas of their life first and really free themselves before they can see things more clearly. Judgment with the moon is a very clear indicator for me that they're not seeing things as they actually are. There's a lot of haziness surrounding this situation, or themes in their life in general, I should say. The Five of Swords, they just feel really bad about everything, how it's all happened, and that they can't devote time and energy to this. They feel big feelings. Look at that, the King of Cups, the Page of Pentacles. They want to offer something, and they want to make you happy. They want to bring forward that happiness. The Lovers on the bottom, how beautiful is that? This person just doesn't feel that they can devote the energy, the time, the space, everything that's needed to cultivate a relationship with you right now. So they're just choosing to focus in other areas where they feel that they can, again, control things. It's almost like if there's another party involved, actual individuals, either a family, a partner, or children, they can't make changes there right now. They can't move forward and make changes with you. So what can they do? They can control work. I feel like this person definitely works a lot, or tries to work towards their professional life quite often. They're very focused in the material world. As I said, they've been in a very egoic energy that's very materially focused, because that's how they identify themselves and their self-worth. But that is changing, and they are spiritually awakening and growing. It's just they're not entirely seeing the message clearly yet. But at least it's happening. We have attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying the moment fully. So again, this person is, going to come to a state of higher being in their ability to make some more lasting sort of helpful changes for your love life, the connection between you two, and in their own life as well, personally speaking, once they, feel better and get into alignment and stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. So again, they're needing to kind of care for self right now. I would say that's the biggest barrier or obstacle. That's what's happening most in their, if you want to call it, third-party energy, is they just, are not in a place or a frame of mind to try to start up a new relationship, end any other relationships, make too many changes at once. So they're just doing what they can sort of to slowly progress through things. We have the Wild Rose. Do it your way, embrace your uniqueness and untamed. And that's what they're finally doing. They're freeing themselves, and they're living for themselves for the first time, I'm hearing. They're really doing what they want for them, for their own happiness. And we have the reunion, soul recognition, collaboration, partnership, and friendship. I actually want to get some clarifying energy. I was just about to ask about that, and Spirit answers, and it's lovely. What is this reunion card referencing here? Oh, they're coming back. They're definitely coming back. Big time. They're thinking about it a lot. They're planning it. They do definitely want to come back, pile one. So hopefully this has been of help to you, taking a look at where your person is sitting, Be confident in knowing that this energy can change. We're just taking a little snapshot at the time that we're laying the cards. Energy is always ever evolving and changing, and it is cyclic. So we are meant to go through cycles, and we're meant to grow and experience life and then align with new energies and ascend and expand. And that's exactly what's happening for your person. Trust that that is happening in divine timing, that you've made it to this message today at a time that is most right for you to hear it as well. Take it in. Hopefully you've enjoyed this clarity. If you have, I would love for you to consider subscribing if you haven't done so. If you have, other engagement is wonderful as well. Comment, share your story with me, share the video itself, like the video even if you didn't like it and you downvote it. All of that activity helps to increase the brand awareness of my channel here on this platform of YouTube. And it's a wonderful way, a free energy exchange for the reading that you have received today. If there's other ways in which you feel guided to support the channel as well, there is several links for you and information on how you may do so in the description box below. And until next time, Pile 1, I hope you take great care. I'm sending you so much abundant, loving energy in the meantime. Bye-bye. Hey, Pile 2, welcome to your reading. You guys chose this beautiful aqua aura coated owlite heart. So gorgeous, stunning. We'll set that little gorgeousness over there. And you chose also the Spacious Tarot, this beautiful independently created deck. This was actually my first ever independent deck that I purchased. And I am eagerly awaiting the release of their expansion pack. It's going to be so great, but it's gotten delayed. So who knows when it's coming, but I'm excited for when it does. At least it's in the works. And we're going to be using this awesome deck today to go ahead and look into your person's third-party energy. So this can be a person, but it can also be other things. It could be a job, family, if your person has some mental health or addiction issues, whatever it is that may be going on with your person that is preventing, acting as a barrier, blockage, obstacle, challenge, whatever the case may be, to your connection, to you guys achieving full union together, having things flow nicely. This is just going to give us some insight, some clarity into what is going on with that energy. We're going to take a look at what is happening for your person in regards to how it's affecting whatever this energy is, how it's affecting your connection. And we'll just see what's going to come through. Pile 1 was a great reading, nice and in-depth. We'll hope the same for you. While I am shuffling, and I'm going to attempt to do this a little more quickly than I usually do, go ahead first. And as you may know, if you've been here before, I like you to set the intention that you're willing and ready to receive the messages that Spirit is going to be sending forth for you today through this reading. First of all, this reading is timeless. Trust that you're finding it at the right time for your individual circumstances and whatever energy you may be sitting in presently. And once you've done that, go ahead and select a sign as well. That can be anything at all. A name, a number, a specific tarot card, an animal. Let's get this deck together. You guys see me struggle quite often with the decks for some reason lately. It's funny, humorous, just roll with it. I look like an amateur, like I just started shuffling 2 days ago. That's fine, whatever. Once you've selected your sign, be prepared to receive it, to see it. Spirit always wants to communicate with us in the most direct, efficient way possible, and you can give them the clear and open channel to do that by specifically requesting a certain sign. That symbology, as you will often notice, will come through not only in the reading in which you've asked for it, but in other areas of your life as well. It's a great way to play with the universe, wonderful means to validate the energy and just further foster that trusting, loving relationship that we have with Source, where we know that they always have our back, always looking out for us and communicating to support us on our path. Whew, that was a lot. Let's go ahead and get started. Pile 2, what's going on with your person and their current karmic energy, third-party energy, whatever you'd like to say. What's happening there, Spirit? What can you share with us, please? We have the 5 of Wands. So there's trouble. Chariot that they're moving on from. That's lovely. We have the Guardian or Queen of Wands. The Lovers. What's really interesting about this is that even before I got the deck situated, I was doing my little photo shoot for them and, you know, just enjoying getting set up today for this reading, and this Lovers card actually popped out before I did anything, and I put it back and I'm like, that's interesting. I made note of it. It was important. It seemed like I was focused on exactly what that was when it happened, enough to remember that was the card, and then here it is again. So I love those syncs. Came out for a reason. It was meant to be here from the get-go when I chose this deck. Let's clarify these energies, please. For the Five of Wands, we have the Hermit coming out. The Chariot, we have the Nine of Cups. The Ten of Wands, we have the Queen of Wands. Clarifier. For the Lovers, we have the Elder or King of Swords. And for the Five of Swords, we have the Six of Swords. This person is moving on from something huge. Pile 2. So if you've been expecting or hopeful, I should say, that this person will move forward from a difficult energy, it does look like that's happening. It also looks as though that there is a state of disconnect. I don't think it's a full disconnect for the two of you or a full separation. It does feel to me as though it's more of just difficult communication, or this person being very hot and cold, tending to withdraw, kind of turn inward to themselves with this Hermit energy here. And that is due to kind of the challenges and struggles that they're facing in their personal life presently. It does relate to a love situation for me in this case, and this is a person who, with this King of Swords energy, is very much in their head about this decision, about this connection or another connection, making some sort of a choice to move forward. We have the Chariot, though, with the Nine of Cups, and this just came through to me. I don't know if this is my bias, but the Chariot energy is Cancerian, so that's me. I'm a Cancer, and it felt like this references a specific, this references a specific person. There we go. And the Nine of Cups being that this is their wish fulfillment, is that they want this person. Whatever is going on in this karmic situation or whatever they're dealing with, the choice that they're working towards or that they're struggling with, but that they want to make, is this person. They see a path forward to their dreams, their literal, dream state, their perfect life. And that could be you. If you are a water sign or Cancerian energy specifically, as I indicated, that very much could be referencing you. If it doesn't, and that doesn't apply, then it just means this person is focused on moving forward, on achieving their dreams and leaving behind anything that they've struggled with in the past, these challenges, this drama, this difficult energy that they've been sitting in. In fact, I want to get a clarifier because I am nosy. What is this Five of Wands here for? What have they been struggling with? This is a family situation. So it could be a literal family, parents, siblings, or it could be like a family they've created also. Depends on, the circumstances. Yeah, there's so many options available to them, but what I'm seeing is they want to pursue love. They don't want to feel mired down and stuck, or like they need to conform to what everyone else wants them to do or what everyone else thinks is best for them. They want to just pursue what makes their soul sing, what makes their heart happy. The Queen of Wands with the Ten of Wands, they're definitely struggling with, I'm taking this as karmic energy of a third party, a third person. This isn't a healthy situation. I don't know that it's entirely toxic. But the Queen of Wands is someone who's not the most pleasant to be around, very overbearing, very demanding, and it's a burden to them. It's challenging. It's difficult for them. Yeah, they're over it. The Seven of Wands, they're ready to move past it. They're sick of it. There's a lot of resistance there. It's sort of like, for me, it feels as though this person has checked out. They're no longer wanting to show up for this connection as much as they can. They're wanting to disconnect and have disconnected in some cases. It's just the physical, and again, that's what's referenced here with this Chariot energy. It's like a physical move forward, but it's also clarified by the Nine of Cups. Cups energy is very, idealistic, not necessarily grounded and action oriented. So I don't think it's anything they've taken steps towards yet, but they're definitely feeling it big. And again, all of this contrast, this difficult energy that they sit in with this person, it helps them to reframe their desires and what they want, what gives them fulfillment and happiness and the choice that they want to make. But it also weighs on them. Why is it weighing on them so much, this choice? The Star, the Two of Wands, and the Queen of Pentacles. They don't even know if it's an option anymore. What I'm hearing is they're afraid that you've moved on. They also don't know if they choose this This is not personal, but they don't know if they choose this, if they choose this new path. You know, they're a very grounded, fixed sign is what I'm hearing. There's somebody who gets comfortable in a situation and they stay put. So the idea of change to any degree is very, very uncomfortable for this person, at least where it pertains to kind of like unsettling them in some regard or upsetting the delicate balance and structure I'm hearing of their security, of their foundation that they've built. It's very difficult for them to make changes that are going to impact them at a profound level in their life. So by choosing to leave one partner and go to another, they're very, very concerned if that's worth it, if it's, again, not related to you and who you are as a person or what they feel for you and what you mean to them. But it's just, if I literally decide to start my life over and start a new relationship, is that really going to work out? Am I being realistic and that can be possible? Or am I just, is that going to be a horrible mistake? I think that's where this person is struggling. They're also struggling to move forward, to move on from this situation. They're really having a lot of difficulty in making this choice. And they know that they're hurting, you know, going to hurt someone either way. And they're in some cases already hurting someone, hurting the person that they want to be with, that they care for, which is you, this Empress. But they want that beautiful energy back in their life, that abundance I'm hearing that you gave to them, that happiness and joy. They want to move on, move forward, and it's just made them feel terrible that they can't show up. So there's several messages coming through. They feel bad either way. They feel bad to move on from this other person because, again, change is difficult. They don't want to hurt anybody. They're not ready for that emotional upheaval, but they also feel bad about moving on from you, about this not, you know, going in the direction that they've wanted. If there is a state of disconnect, or if it's not in disconnect, then it's just their inability to show up for you in a way that they know you're deserving of. Either way, it's making them feel just bad feelings all around. And it's also, that's what's clouding their judgment and making it unclear for them with this choice or decision, that King of Swords energy and the Lovers. They're not sure what to do. The World, they know there needs to be a major ending. They just don't know which way it needs to go. And they want that new beginning, the Fool. They definitely want to start things over or to start a new life. This is sort of similar in energy to pile 1, but very different circumstances. But the energy of wanting that new beginning, the Fool was kind of the theme of that reading too. They really do want this. The biggest blockage in this reading versus pile 1 is an actual person leaving a family unit. So let's get some more cards. I actually didn't get any oracle out on the table before all that flowed through. So let's start there and get some oracle and see what's going on. We have Vespers, Cosmos. This person's dreaming big. Cosmos coming up over the 9 of Cups. They just sit and think about it. And Shadow, but look at how Shadow is reaching out for this woman who's in the boat. It reminds me very much, that's an image reminiscent of the 6 of Swords, which we also had come out. This image of somebody moving forward or moving on, sailing to calmer waters, but that shadow, you know, that past, that tie that they still have clinging on, that, you know, karmic resolution that needs to occur that has not yet begun or resolved itself, is still reaching out for them. It's still calling to them. It's still sort of holding them back, restricting them. Retreat. It's easier for them to just do nothing because they can't make a decision. But that fire is being lit within them. They've already had that spark. They see what happiness could be, doing something different. They just don't know if they trust it. They don't know if it'll really work out. They don't want to fall flat on their face. I'm hearing that they have a lot of stability already that they've achieved in life, and just to start over is just such a daunting feeling for them. So first light is illumination and first steps. So again, they are taking some steps though to move forward. They want this new beginning with the Fool. What is Vespers? Let's look that up quickly. So Vespers actually says, it's an evening holy time, a space for contemplation, ritual, and prayer beyond the daylight hours, and an invitation to step more deeply into holy darkness. So a form of retreat here where they can focus on that shadow and resolve it, I'm hearing. Vespers is a space to see by candlelight. Embrace the sacred shadows and look more closely at what's being reflected back to us in the still, dark waters. There are times to step into the fullness of light and color, to embrace the gifts of triumphant vibrancy and dazzling brilliance. And then there are times to step more deeply into magic of a different kind, to hold vigil in the stillness the shadows illuminate. What waits for you there? So it represents, again, contemplation, reflection, vigil, and quietude. So this person's definitely very reflective right now. Coming up over the Hermit, that makes perfect sense. You know, this person may not be coming forward to you or expressing any of this to you, but there's a lot going on beneath the surface energetically. They're really working to try and resolve these, you know, karmic energies that are still cycling and not allowing them to move forward. Heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. They want to communicate so bad, I'm hearing. Let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from others. And getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. And I'm really getting that. I'm getting that, you know, you guys were friends at the core of whatever it was in your connection that began. And I think they just miss their friend, if nothing else. They miss speaking to you. They miss having your support and your love, feeling that, you know, that beautiful, again, Empress energy. And they just, again, getting to know you is sort of the beginning stages of a connection where it's just lighthearted and fun and feels good. And they just want that back. It got cut off. It feels like there was something that just, you know, stepped in the way. What impacted that? What impacted that? Again, some type of a family situation. And they just wish that they could have that back. In the meantime, they're loving themselves first. They're trying to, you know, regain stability and align with the greater plan. There has to be fulfillment within first. They have to be making the changes necessary within themselves in their own life before they can ever consider, you know, making changes in this connection, is what I'm getting. We have Sophia. This is one of my favorite cards. Beautiful. It says divine plan, wisdom, intelligence within, and destiny. So they know, okay? They know big what they need to do. The Sun. Joy, enjoyment, life force, success, vitality, and play. You could have chosen the Sun as one of your signs. But again, this is saying, like, this is somebody who so badly just wants to move things forward. Again, have that new beginning in love. And they know it. They know what they need to do. They're at the beginning stages of it. In fact, I want to ask about that specifically with this first light card. What is it that they're taking steps towards on this new beginning? These first steps. With this first light card, can you give us some more clarity on that, please? The King of Cups, following their emotions, their heart. The Page of Swords, strength. The Seven of Pentacles, and the Wheel of Fortune. So this is strategizing, although admittedly they're not in a frame of mind where they're coming up with a lot of solutions. They're kind of at this, again, beginning and initial steps, which makes perfect sense as well, because the child is the page, an underdeveloped, immature energy, unskilled, so not adept yet at how to exactly go about this, but they're, you know, maintaining that faith. The Strength card for me is all about resiliency and fortitude, and they are committed to this path. It is going to take a while is what I'm getting, but that change, that shift is coming. What's coming with that Wheel of Fortune? Three of Cups, happiness. And the King of Wands, Elder of Wands. This person coming in hot. Yep, Eight of Wands coming in. Beautiful, beautiful. I love that so, so much. So pile two, you know, what ultimately seems to be impacting the connection, this third party energy, is in your case, unfortunately, another person or a family dynamic. But I think this is something you would have already known. Hopefully this has given you some clarity about this situation. I do think this person is working through those dynamics, those energies, to resolve them. It's just going to take a while. If you're committed to this, if you feel a strong connection to your person, of course, it's at your discretion, but it does look like progress is being made. This energy is, as I said, also for pile one, ever evolving and changing. You know, we're just getting a snapshot of it right now with the cards when we're laying them. Cycles are constantly happening. We're always meant to be expanding and growing and ascending. And this person is getting into alignment and, you know, really, again, cultivating those energies to develop the self, have the courage to step forward into their own happiness, not conform to kind of the community group think of how others feel they should do things. They're really starting to step into their own personal power. And I do think you're going to see some evidence of this in the future. How far into the future remains to be seen, but, you know, with the Wheel of Fortune coming out and all of these other big, beautiful energies, I really think that there's a lot of change and shift still to come in this connection. This is just, again, the current energy going on. Hopefully it's brought some clarity and awareness to you about your situation and your person. If you have enjoyed the reading, I would love it above all else if you would decide to subscribe to the channel. But if you have subscribed, other engagement is also important. It helps my channel to really grow. It helps my brand outreach and awareness here on the platform of YouTube, and it's a wonderful way to provide a free energy exchange for this reading you've received today. And if you feel guided to support the channel in other ways, there are means to do so. The links are all available in the description box below. I hope to see you in a future reading. Again, I have enjoyed so much sharing and connecting in this space here with you today. And until next time, I'm sending you so much love and abundant energy for you, Pile 2. Take care. Bye-bye. Hey, Pile 3, welcome to your reading. So you guys chose the beautiful agate cloud today and the embroidered forest tarot that we'll be using to look at your person's third party or karmic energy today. We're going to take a good look and dive deep, whichever you'd like to say, into what is going on for your person, the circumstances that are presenting, I should say, as a barrier, blockage, obstacle, or challenge to you guys achieving union, having, full and happy, harmonious connection together. Third-party energy can be, of course, a person. It was in one of the piles. And then in other instances, it can represent just an aspect of the person's life, either their spiritual path itself or something they're dealing with on a personal level. Addictions, mental illness. It could be family related. It could be related to a career or job. Anything at all can present as a third party or karmic energy that is impeding the progress of a connection. We're going to take a look at whatever that happens to be specifically for your person, starting with the tarot and getting lots of oracle as well. While I shuffle, and I'm going to attempt to do this a little more quickly than I have in other videos, go ahead and, first of all, if you've ever been here before, I'd like you to set your intention that you are ready, willing, and open to receive all of the messages that are going to come forth from Spirit today. This is a timeless reading. I don't say that enough. And if you are finding it at this time, trust you are finding it at the time that it is best for you and your individual circumstances, and that you're ready to hear the insights and clarity that are contained within these messages. Once you've done that as well, go ahead and select a sign if you feel called to do so. That can be anything at all, and it just helps to be really clear in that symbology you'd like to see from Spirit. They like to communicate in the most clear, direct, and efficient way possible. And when you give them an avenue to do that, they always respond in kind. And it's a lovely way to play with the universe, as well as just further foster and develop that loving, validating, trusting relationship we have with Source, that they're always there to support us on our personal path. So select a sign. That is my advice, and you will not only usually see it show up in the reading you've asked for it, but in other areas of your life as well. Let's get started. Pile 3. We already got some cards out here, but let's put those back and just get ready to take a look at what is going on in your person's third-party situation. Again, this could be a person or it could not. We're going to go ahead, take a look, and see what's going on. Piles 1 and 2 were similar, but still distinct and different enough. And I'm excited and curious to see what's going to happen for pile 3. We have the 3 of Pentacles out for you guys first today, as well as the Star. That's a beautiful star. We have the 5 of Pentacles, which came out with the 4 of Pentacles. And the Hermit. The Hermit, I think, is presented in all piles today. I'm pretty sure. Not positive, but pretty sure. If you've ever been here before as well, I have to make cards straight. That's just what I have to do. So bear with me, and thank you in advance for your understanding. Clarifying these energies, we have Judgment. The Queen of Pentacles. The Ace of Cups. Oh boy. Clarification here. It's a big trigger warning on this reading, okay? I apologize in advance. Don't shoot the messenger. The person that you're inquiring about does have a third party, and it feels like this person has left you, has ended the connection, in some cases pretty suddenly, has cut you off, and you're wondering kind of what's going on with that. And what I'm getting is that for at least a good portion of you watching this pile, they're attempting to reconcile with that party. They feel a lot of hopefulness and desire to make changes and to try and make things work with that person. They still have a lot of love for them. They have awoken to the desire that they still have within them to be with that person and to make things work, is what it feels like. I feel terrible relaying this message. This is really, really heavy. Really rough, but we'll see if there's any other storylines coming out. The Knight of Wands, yeah. The Knight of Wands, they're not wanting to give up on this situation with this person. Why are they not wanting to give up? Let's find that out. The High Priestess. The Sun. The Page of Wands, you know, they have a lot of desire still for this person, a lot of happiness that they still feel here. And again, it feels like they've woken up to that, to seeing that this can still be repaired, that things, you know, we have Tower and Temperance and the Lovers. They've made their choice for now, pile 3. I'm so sorry. But they've decided that it's best to try and work out where they are. And they're feeling, you know, really guided to do that, like that they want to be there. You know, it feels like that's actually where they want to be. This person's been trying to work at this with this person for a long time, and they just don't want to give up. This is, again, for a good portion of you, this is a spouse, or it's somebody who is someone that they've had in their life for a long time that they highly, highly regard, and they feel very big feelings for. They really, really care for them, respect them. Yeah, and they feel like they are meant to be with that person, with the Empress and the Emperor, those divine counterparts. So what it feels like, let's get some oracle. It feels like this person and you had a relationship to some degree. Perhaps it never got fully off the ground, or it, you know, was flirtatious, or there was an indication and acknowledgement of feelings between you, but it never developed a deepness or a depth to it. And then this person just kind of ended things and is moving forward now on with their partner. And so, you know, it's hurtful to you, of course, because it does look as though they've chosen someone else over you, and I guess in effect they have. Both of these are about freeing. Release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy and to free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. Express your love. I really think strongly that this person just felt a need to let go of this situation with you before it got out of hand, and wants to decided where they wanted to devote their energy and their time and their love, quite frankly. Not to say that they didn't care for you or that they didn't have feelings for you, but I just think this person was very much still enmeshed and deeply committed at a soul level and at an emotional level with this other person, and ultimately decided, you know, got to see that they still have those feelings there, that that's still where they'd like to be. Let's pull some from the Deep Place Oracle. So the Forgotten Place. Again, I'm feeling like this person perhaps, you know, fell out of rhythm with this other individual is what I'm hearing, and then sort of as a result of this experience with you or some other things that have happened in their life, they've just reopened this door. They've awakened within themselves kind of all of these like buried feelings, things that, you know, they thought maybe were lost are coming back, and they want to pursue that. The Haunted Place. Yeah, echoes, the haunted place, the forgotten place. This is somebody just can't release. I don't even want to say it's a karmic, because we had the Emperor and Empress. This could very well be a divine connection for them, pile 3. shoreline. So I'm going to look up what that energy is. For me, that's referencing back to, again, the idea that this never fully got off the ground. It was sort of like you rode the perimeter, but never dove deep. And Sanctum. Really interesting cards coming out for you. I'm going to go ahead and take a look in the book and see what these are all referencing. Sanctum. So this is an energy that says is a holy mystery alive in all of us, a sacred pool of infinite and unknowable depth, an innermost sanctum, a quiet presence in our hearts, an unshakable knowing in our bones, a space where insights, impressions, and intuitions rise up from the depths to be felt in the quiet and stillness. This space in our being is ancient, holy, and alive, passed down through our lineage across time, and it's here for us now as a refuge, a space for knowing and unknowing, and a sanctuary for our deepest questions. So it represents mystery, space, stillness, depth, refuge, and sanctuary. This person just feels like this other individual is their safe space. And I do think they like to stay comfortable. They like to be very secure. And if this is a marriage or a long-term committed relationship, that obviously presents with a great degree of stability and security for this person that they're not willing to release and let go of, unfortunately. Let's get a few more. Healing is happening. I think some of these are messages for you. You're not broken. Trust the process. It's safe to soften. It's almost like you need to release this person and you will heal from it, pile 3. Everything will work out. You'll find your divine partner. We have the reunion. Soul recognition, collaboration, partnership, and friendship. Let's go ahead and see what that is in reference to. What is this reunion energy? The Ace of Pentacles, the Moon, and the Eight of Swords. As I said, this is interesting. We're asking about the third party situation, and yet I felt it first with these cards and then with these as well. Some of these are messages I feel for you, the viewer, in regards to this situation and how it sort of impacted you. And it does very much look as though, you know, your intuition isn't seeing a clear way forward. It isn't seeing the possibility for there to be a greater relationship out there for you or a new beginning in love. And it's very much here to say that that is coming for you. That is possible for you. I don't think it's with this person, but let's get a little bit of information about that. Can you give us some information for pile 3 and this specific person that they're inquiring about and their connection? What is the guidance on that? The World, so an ending. The Six of Cups, Strength, and the Knight of Cups. So again, this is just referencing how there is some sort of an ending that needs to take place or has taken place, and that you need to flow with this, pile 3, because there is new energy coming in of another soulmate or soul tie, a very strong connection ahead for you. Yeah, the Page of Cups and the Knight of Cups. Someone coming in. Someone definitely coming in for you. How does pile 3's person that we're inquiring about today, how do they truly feel about pile 3? I want to get some information on that because we have this karmic energy so prominently displayed. We have the Hangman, the Wheel of Fortune, the Ten of Pentacles, the Queen of Swords, and the Four of Swords. Clarifying. We have the Magician, Queen of Cups, the Eight of Cups, the Page of Pentacles, and the Knight of Wands. I do wish this person, I do believe this person wishes that they could come forward and express to you how sorry they are. In terms of reconciliation, that for me is striking me as a desire to come forward and explain themselves, to sort of make peace with things, to provide closure. Love yourself first is an energy to me that honestly is not speaking to, again, that depth of emotion that we felt in the beginning was lacking here. It didn't ever get fully off the ground. So there aren't truly super, super deep emotions here, but I think I'm not sharing too much with you that you don't already know intuitively. The Hanged Man with the Magician here is saying that they have no ability, it feels, at this time to come forward and to create any sort of, well, to create anything in this connection at this time. The Wheel of Fortune is about the turning of the wheel, karmic energies, the Queen of Cups. In terms of how it feels, again, it's striking me as though they feel that even though you know, viewing someone and feeling about someone as the Queen of Cups is a very loving, nurturing, compassionate, caring energy. So they see that in you and they feel that you are this really abundant, beautiful person that's been in their experience. But it sort of feels like they know and acknowledge that this really wasn't meant to ever go somewhere. The Ten of Pentacles is that happiness, but then it's the Eight of Cups stepping away from it. And I just feel like they're recognizing that this isn't where they need to be. And we have the Queen of Swords with the Page of Pentacles. There could have been some difficult energies between you, some harsh words spoken, or there's a feeling for me of lack of, like, I can't give to this situation doesn't serve me, we're not the best match perhaps. Again, this person feels very, very well matched with the person that they're with. Having that Empress and Emperor energy come out was extremely powerful. They feel a very strong soul tie to this other person, and I think, again, it's woken them up that while they've had passionate feelings towards others, and that's very indicative here with the Knight of Wands, as their feelings for you, it's kind of more in that sexy realm. You know, they've put the brakes on that with this Four of Swords. They've put that to rest because they see that what they have with someone else is deeper and more in line with what they're desiring at this time. Any other feelings to share for pile 3, please? Death. The Two of Wands. The Five of Cups. And the King of Wands. Again, very sexy energy coming out. But the energy of just making a decision to not pursue it and to put an end to things. The King of Swords, yeah, cutting things off. Yeah. It's a very difficult message, I'm sure, pile 3. I want to get a little bit more for you just to kind of close things out. So back to the Oracle cards. What else is going on in this third party situation? What else does pile 3 need to know? Imagination. Lineage. Deep time. And melody. Again, I'm hearing that this person who they're involved with already is kind of like the song of their heart and soul. You know, they have with this lineage card a very deep connection to this person that may have in fact spanned lifetimes. They feel a very deep attachment, a very deep connection to this person. And I know that that's something that with this imagination energy, I'm feeling as though you try to deflect or not focus on it. Actually, I'm even getting that this person has shared this with you, that they feel deeply attached to this person, or that they you know, I even think in your discussions or your interactions and your conversations, they've even said to you, like, you know, I really like you, or I have these feelings for you, but I am married, or I am involved, and I do love this person a lot. I don't, you know, want to compromise that. And I do have to say, I feel like some of your insistence for some of you, again, harsh truths coming through, but I do feel for some of you that there was sort of an insistence from your end to kind of guide them into this situation with you, into getting involved into some degree of a connection with you. And then ultimately they just cut things off because that energy was a bit forceful or assertive, and they just weren't wanting to ultimately go in that direction. And as I say that, the thorn, protection, boundaries, and clear communication. I do think they've communicated that to you, pile 3. The fertile void, inner winter, rest, patience, potency, and secret beginnings. So again, I think that there's something else ahead for you, pile 3, something where you're not going to have to convince someone to show up for you and to be a part of your life, and that they do, have feelings for you. This person that is coming is going to feel that way all of their own accord, and it's actually going to be pretty magical, I'm hearing. Passion. Yep. There's going to be some good stuff coming for you. And chemistry. So this is like a dual part reading again. As I ask for third party energy, it also then kind of segues, I think, and wants to focus. Spirit wants to, highlight for you what you can come to expect, because I think that the storyline with this person you're asking about has come to its natural conclusion, and they're sort of pursuing another path with that third party energy we've looked at today. So pile 3, if you've made it all the way to the end, kudos to you. I know this is an extremely difficult message to take in. One that I think honestly though resonates probably with you, and that you may have already been well aware of. If you have found value in this reading today, I would so appreciate you deciding to subscribe. It is an honor to even have you here to share space, but to subscribe just increases my brand outreach and awareness here on this platform of YouTube, helps make my channel more popular, and all of the engagement, whether you share, comment, click the upvote, or even downvote for the reading, all of it helps to, again, increase my growth here in this space for Aeipathy, and it means the world to me if you do. So I appreciate that. If you also feel guided to support the channel in other ways, there are various avenues to do that. The links and all the information is available in the description box below. I hope to see you in a future reading. I have multiple readings just like this, as well as other love-focused energies, zodiac-based readings, tons of playlists with all sorts of wonderful things to peruse at your leisure. So hopefully I will see you back again, pile 3. In the meantime, I hope you take great care of yourself. I'm sending you so much love and healing energy dealing with this situation. I know this is tough, but I hope you take great care of yourself. And until next time, bye-bye, pile 3.